Welcome to a wonderful opportunity for us all to get to know an upcoming performer here at Mile High Church, a beautiful, brilliant man, singer-songwriter from California. Jami Lula is here with us. Hi, Jami.
Woo! Hi, everybody.
We're so looking forward to you coming to Mile High Church. It's on Sunday, well, it's actually a Wednesday night too, isn't it? It's Sunday,
Yes.
May 12th, but it's the Wednesday night prior to that.
So
right?
It will be 8th.
Yeah.
May 8th, Wednesday the 8th, and Sunday the 12th.
So you're going to be with us for Wednesday Night Live and then on Sunday morning. And you have been a long time. I call you kind of like one of our New Thought superstars. And so tell people a little bit about how'd you get started here in New Thought? Was it through Agape? Was that the first church you ever walked into of our ilk?
Yes, I'd been seeking a spiritual community, and I actually been in a Christian community out here in Los Angeles. But during the first Gulf War, they started preaching end times, and if you don't get Jesus, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
And it didn't resonate with me, obviously. And so a friend from 12-Step program actually took me to Agape. And I didn't get it because I had just come out of a Christian fellowship. But about 9 months after my father passed, another friend from 12-Step brought me to a Wednesday night service. And pretty much every Wednesday and Sunday for the next 5 years, and then, a lot of time in between at classes and stuff, I was at Agape. And I waited a long time because I had gotten involved with the music ministry at the Christian fellowship. And I didn't want the other shoe to drop. When I got to Agape, it's like, this really resonates. It feels good. The message is good. I started taking classes, SOM 1, 2, all went through all the classes, meditation. And then I went and auditioned for Ricky on a Friday evening, late afternoon. And I sang, and I came in the next Sunday, 2 days later, and she came up behind me. She said, our morning song person didn't show up. Would you get up and do that Amazing Grace like you did it Friday? So I got up and sang, and it was my first time at Agape, and I'd been there for 15 months at that time, and it just all unfolded from there. I started singing at Revelations, then people started asking me to sing, and then I did a master's program in spiritual psychology at University of Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
And said, instead of going out and the clubs, if that's not resonating with you, why don't you go to churches? It's like they're always looking for music to inspire them. Then I really started pushing because people were already asking me, but then I started seeking out venues, centers for spiritual living mostly, but also unity churches.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did the teen camps. I did the teen camp from 98 until 2010, the national, international, and some of the winter camps. I did a number of winter camps for Mile High. So
yes, yeah.
How it unfolded.
That's wonderful. And so before you came in, I heard you were part of the music ministry of the Christian church you were involved in. Were you also writing music at that time, or was it not until you came into New Thought that you started writing?
Oh, no. I've been writing since I was about 15 years old.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I was just writing more secular music. But when I got to Agape and began hearing the message, and also, getting sober was a big factor. I wanted to start singing about things to raise the vibration of what I was creating. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't write a love song to save my life when I got to Agape. In fact, about the time I got to Agape, I wrote a song. It's called Love Song, but it was coming out of a real dark night of the soul after my father passed. And that was like the first, but like I got to Agape and it was like, the floodgates opened up. Mm-hmm. And the desire to write and sing for God and to be a bridge and a conduit to people that were looking for what we had, mm-hmm. that people that were no longer interested in us and them and we're right and they're wrong kind of mentality. So I feel like a lot of the music that I create is a great bridge for people to meet what we have to say in our movement.
Yeah. I would totally agree with you. It's certainly music that resonates and has touched so many people's lives. So that, how does it feel when you go into an environment like come to a church other than Agape and you play your music and you hear everybody singing along, like they know your songs? I bet that feels great.
It is so rewarding. And, I've seen videos of people that have covered my songs, and it's always such an honor. Greg Stamper in Brooklyn, he's covered There's a Healing Going On twice. And the first time it was him and two backup singers. And he does a testimony in the middle of it and goes on for like 9 minutes. And then the next time he's got 9 singers behind him and he goes on for about 11 minutes. And it's just so moving to me to hear someone take that message and even deepen it and bring it to their own life, bring their own message. So watching people do it, hearing people do it, sadly enough, I went and sang at a memorial for one of my former teens this last weekend at Chris Collins Church out in Covina. And they asked me, and they asked for particular songs. And the father, while he was sad, he said, your music was the soundtrack of our life with the kids growing up. I mean, everywhere we went, your CD was in the player, and they listened to it and they sang along, and he loved you and loved your music. And it touches me deeply on so many different levels. I'm grateful, eternally grateful.
I am too. I'm grateful for your music. It's touched my life and my ministry very deeply. So I'm so looking forward to you being here. Now, I want to ask you one thing. I can't imagine that you may or may not have an answer, because it'd be like asking who your favorite child is in the world. But we all know it's your son. But do you have a song that you've written that you would say, that's my favorite song?
There's a lot of different songs for a lot of different reasons. Sure. But the one song that really stands out that I feel, well, there's a couple songs. Something's Calling Me was the first song that really dropped in, not only for me and for my ministry in music, but for a lot of people that have gone through ministerial school. That song has been an anthem for them. Yes. Into Your Hands is a song like that. David Alexander says he sat out in the parking lot when he was going in for some kind of meeting about becoming a minister, and it really shifted him. And Perfect is a song that man, that's the beauty of my songs. It's like, I know a lot of people sing their songs and it's like, really, do I have to sing that song again? And it never feels that way for me. Perfect, I've sung it thousands of times, and I love it because I feel like it's kind of a dialogue between God and I. Yeah. And it's, it's a little bit back and forth. And most recently, on my new record, Love Is My Religion, and then this new song that I wrote last year, and it's on the new record, the Jami Lula, The Orange Album. I know that's a big shock, The Orange Album. But it's a song called Better Than I Was Before. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. And it's our teachings. It's our teachings all wrapped up. A lot of, thoughts or things. And it's like, what I'm holding, but basically just saying I'm better than I was before. And it was a saying I got from Wayne Dyer. Yeah. He said, just remember, you're better than you were before. So, yeah. That's great. Well, so I've heard you talk about songs dropping in and getting words, I'm sure, from Michael and Ricky and Wayne and other people. What is your creative process for how these brilliant songs show up for you, and then you let them out into the world? Is there a way that you've seen that occur for yourself? Something's Calling Me literally came out of a prayer with Susie, with my wife. Oh, sure. When we first started going out, we did a 30-day prayer devotional, and we'd call each other. And in the middle of the prayer, it's like, I got to go. Something's calling me. Literally, the song came out. Love Is My Religion came out at the last winter camp that I did in Colorado. And it was actually 2 songs. And I played each idea for Suze, and she said, that's 1 song.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect came out at Reverend Roberta Wynn's house in Portland. And it was, I was up there. I don't know if I was up there for David's ordination at in Portland. But it came out, and I wrote it that day, and then I sang it at David York's house that night. We did a house concert, and I sang it that night. And so any number of ways. And like with Gary Lynn Floyd, because Floyd Lula has been writing now for over 5 years.
Right.
And the first song we wrote, God and Everyone, he came over. We talked for about 2.5 hours. We'd only known each other for, that was the first time we hung out. But we talked for about 2.5 hours. And then he said, okay, I've got this idea. I don't know if it's an instrumental piece or if it's and he said, here it is. And he started playing it, and it's like it just poured forth. And then I said, wait, I have a litmus test. Let me go get my wife. I said, I bet you $10 she'll be crying by the end of the first verse. She was. It's like, okay, we got a winner. And then we just kept writing. So sometimes I will send Gary a lyric and say, I don't know where this is going. I'm feeling a little impeded, chordally. Let me see what you can do. And we've done a number of songs like that. So there's any number of ways. What I tell young artists is, we can't wait for the muse to show up. We have to be available for the muse at all times. It's like God. It's like you can't wait for God to show up. It's like you have to be proactive in calling God forward from the inside out. And it's the same way with songwriting. It's like, don't wait for it to happen. It's like you've got to keep the practice of, whether it's morning pages or some kind of creative endeavor that you're doing that keeps that pump oiled.
Yeah. That's so powerful. And that's one thing that I think is so amazing about you. Not only are you a singer and songwriter and do you teach through your music, but I learn a lot and feel very touched by your Facebook posts. And I've been at a Silmar when you led a choir, and you're a prolific speaker as well as a singer, I think. So do you enjoy that kind of pontification and speaking and teaching and that sort of thing?
I've had the opportunity this year. I think I've done music and message 4 or 5 times this year so far. And, it's interesting because I wanted to be a minister. And then I realized I'm living my ministry through my music. But through the music, it's like, but I want to talk about this too, because it's like I said, and I think you were brought up in this teaching, weren't you?
I found it when I was 15.
Yeah. So I grew up Catholic.
And I was Catholic prior to that too.
There you go. So it was like God's out there and looking down on me. And it's like, it was blaspheme to recognize that infinite presence of God within me. And my charge, especially like in the rooms of my 12-step rooms and stuff that I go into, and like people have such challenge with religion. And I think it's about dogma. Because it's like when you have a real relationship where you're not having to go out to talk to a mediator to get to God, but when you go within and find that space within yourself, it's like that's what I want to convey to people. And I talk to people all the time, oh God, I don't believe in that, or I'm agnostic, or I'm atheist, or whatnot. But it's interesting because I find I have more in common with atheists than I do with a lot of like so-called Christians. It's a very interesting because I remember talking to a man who said, I'm an atheist. And then I told him about our teaching, and he says, wow, that sounds a lot like what I believe. It was so funny. I loved it. It's like, So yes, I love the opportunity to speak and to go out and to share our teachings, but to share it from my own personal experience.
Right. Yeah. That's beautiful. Well, I know that we were talking today in a meeting about the songs that you're going to sing with us on, well, at least we were focused on the Sunday, and I saw a new song about the harvest.
We are the harvest.
Yeah. Is that a new chant that you've written?
It's a chant that I wrote the last time I sang with Joan Stedman before she left Oakland.
Okay.
And she was doing her talk, and I'm sitting there, and it's like, I just started writing when she was doing it. And I was supposed to get up and do I Release, the Ricky Byers Beckwith song. And I got up and I said, I know I'm supposed to do I Release, but I think you'll be able to follow along. And I sang it. And I mean, it's basically 5 lines, but it's, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. That's it. And we just sing it over again. And it's a 6/8 feel. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. And it just got this kind of a Peter Gabriel-esque 6/8. Yeah. And so it's fun. It's beautiful. And it's simple. And we started singing it at Agape. We started singing it up at Inner Light. I've sent it to a number of places and said, here's a new chant. It's like sharing chants.
That's great. Well, we're going to sing it on Sunday, May 12th, when you come to visit with us and sing for us.
I'm still looking forward to it, Michelle.
And you're bringing CDs and stuff for people to get.
I've got a brand new CD that I just released, Jami Lula, the Orange album. I've been recording it with my old guitar player probably for the last 5 years, because he just started recording. And I said, let's just turn this into an album, because it's chock full. And there's actually a few songs that are more secular in nature. There's a song I wrote on the album with an amazing songwriter that Barry loves, Tom Kimmel. It's a song called I Love You, But We've Never Met. There's a song on there called Who Knows? And it's about a waitress from the Loveless Cafe outside of Nashville. Her name was Barbara. She had to be in her late 60s or 70s. And just, you would love this woman, Michelle. She had that down home thing. This is your first time here. Oh, welcome. It was just that vibe. And it inspired me to a song. So I'm very excited about this record.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you're bringing it, and we're so glad you're coming. So everybody be with us on Wednesday, May 8th at Wednesday Night Live, and be with us on Sunday, May 12th with Jami Lula. It's Mother's Day, and we've got all sorts of great music planned and a great message. And so thank you, Jami, for all the wonderful music you've given us over the years, and we look forward to a lot more of it.
Thank you, Reverend Michelle. It's so good to see you. Love to Jesse. And
thank you.
You love it, and I look forward to seeing you all. And peace and blessings, Mile High.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.